All right, let's get right into it. If you're a founder or an executive, time is your most valuable asset, so we're not going to waste a second of it. We're about to unpack a proven AI blueprint. It's designed for one thing, and one thing only: acquiring more high-value clients with, well, surgical precision.
And this, right here, is the core of everything. You know the old playbook, right? It tells you to hustle harder, make more calls, send more emails. That's a recipe for burnout, a game of diminishing returns. We're not talking about just adding more hours to your day. We're talking about adding leverage to your hours, using strategies that multiply your effort, not your workload.
You see, right now, AI is creating this huge divide in business. On one side, you've got people using it like a spam cannon, just blasting out generic messages. It's just more noise, and it's failing. But on the other side, the winners are using AI like a scalpel. They're doing their prep faster, they're diagnosing client problems with unbelievable accuracy, and they're using all that efficiency to build real human connections.
So that brings us to our first big idea, the great sales divide. Figuring out which side of this you're on, well, it isn't just some business school exercise. It's the most critical first step to making sure your business is actually built to win.
So I want you to just take a second and ask yourself, honestly, are your client acquisition efforts right now creating more noise, or are they creating genuine connections? Because the answer to that one question tells you everything you need to know about whether you're on a path to struggle or a path to real, scalable growth.
Okay, so to make sure you land squarely on that growth path, here's our plan. We've just talked about the divide. Next, I'm going to introduce you to a powerful framework called the client map. We'll walk through all 3 phases step by step, and I promise to leave you with a clear action you can take the second this is over. We've set the stage, we've defined the problem. Now, let's get to the solution. This is it. This is the client map. It's the blueprint for winning, not just now, but in the years to come.
So what is the client map? Look, it's way more than just a checklist. It's a complete shift in your mindset. It gets you to stop pitching what you do and start diagnosing the real business outcomes your clients desperately need. And the best part? We've built ready-to-use copy and paste AI prompts into every single step. It's like having an unfair advantage.
All right, let's get into the mechanics. Phase 1 is the setup. This covers the C and the L in our acronym. This is all about preparation. And honestly, it's where most deals are won or lost before you even have the first real conversation. Get this right, and you're already way ahead of the game.
First up, C stands for clarify the outcome. This means you walk into every meeting with a sharp, intelligent guess about the one single business result they care about most. Then L is for launch the meeting. This is where you professionally set the agenda and, this is huge, get their permission to act like a consultant, not just another salesperson.
And hey, if you think that launch step sounds a little optional, think again. The data from Gong.io is absolutely staggering. When you don't define the next steps in a meeting, the odds of closing that deal drop by 71%. Let that sink in. 7 out of 10 deals are just dead in the water. Professionals always control the calendar.
And this is where that leverage comes in. You don't have to guess. The client map gives you the exact AI prompts to build that outcome hypothesis for C and to draft the perfect meeting invite and opening script for L. You can literally copy, paste, and start using these today.
Okay, you've nailed the setup. Now we move into the heart of the conversation. Phase 2, the diagnosis. This covers I, E, and N. And this is where you stop presenting at them and start co-creating the business case with them.
So first, you investigate their situation with a really simple model. Then, you educate them. You teach them one new thing about their own business they didn't know. And finally, you number the gap. You work together to put a real dollar figure on the cost of doing nothing. And that investigate step is so important. Here's a key insight for you. Top performers are not great talkers. They're expert listeners. The data is clear. The perfect talk-to-listen ratio is you talking only 46% of the time. You have to listen more than you talk. Your job is to be a doctor, to diagnose the problem, and you can't diagnose while your mouth is open.
Now, when it's time to number the gap, don't get intimidated. We're talking simple napkin math here. You're just working with them to figure out the cost of the problem based on things like time, risk, and missed opportunities. And remember this rule: if the pain doesn't have a price tag, you don't have a sale.
And of course, AI is your co-pilot for all of this. The framework gives you the prompts to generate fantastic diagnostic questions, to craft that perfect 90-second teaching moment, and even to build that napkin math table right from your meeting notes. It's all about speed and precision. So, you set the stage perfectly. You've diagnosed the problem and put a number on it. Now it's time for the final phase, the close. But don't think of this as high-pressure tactics. It's just the logical, collaborative end to a great process. This phase has 4 moves. First, you test the fit. You make sure this is a priority and you know who all the players are. Then you match options. You give them choices, not just a yes or no. You align on a mutual action plan, which turns the sale into a joint project. And finally, you prove and progress with a super sharp recap.
Okay, I really want you to focus on this match options step. It's a total game changer. You never, ever want to put a client in a position where they can only say yes or no. Instead, you give them a few options, like a small diagnostic, a medium-sized pilot, or the full program. This changes the entire conversation from should we work together to how should we work together. See the difference? It's huge. And to make sure you execute this final phase perfectly, here's your last set of AI prompts. You've got tools to map out those stakeholders, draft those ABC options, build a mutual action plan, and write a recap email that keeps the momentum going strong.
So there it is. We've walked through the entire framework from start to finish. But look, knowledge is one thing, execution is absolutely everything. So let's talk about your next move.
I want you to make a commitment right now. Don't let this just be another interesting video you watched. Start applying this today. On your very next call, I want you to track 3 things. 1, what percentage of your first meetings lead to a concrete next step? 2, what's your talk-to-listen ratio? And 3, how many stakeholders are you actually talking to? Because what gets measured gets managed.
And I really want to leave you with this one thought. The AI technology is here. It's accessible to everyone. The framework, the client map, is proven and it's right in front of you. The only variable left in the equation is your decision to execute. It's on you.
Now, if you're ready to implement this kind of precision in your own business with AI, or you want to upskill your team so they can absolutely skyrocket their productivity, that's where we can help. At Rushtree AI Optimization, we partner with you to make sure this framework is executed flawlessly. Give us a call or send a text to 917-746-2202. You can email us at support@rushtree.com or check us out at rushtreeai.com. Let's get it done.